Tinnitus Therapy, You're the Cure. Brought to you by hearingtinnitus.com. There is no medical cure for most cases of tinnitus, which makes it difficult to make the right decision when choosing a therapy. Learning to accept tinnitus as a part of life is a boundary most tinnitus sufferers don't want to cross. The very essence of learning to accept tinnitus is trying to find the root of the evil. If this can be defined, you are heading in the right direction. How much agony will you tolerate before taking decisive action? For years, I lived with these hideous noises in my ears. Then, there came a time when I realized that no one and nothing was going to rid me of my tinnitus. I realized that only one person was going to help me. Me. Just a small reminder of some of the therapies I have tried in order to find some peace and quiet in my life. I tried acupuncture, psychotherapy, hypnotherapy, infusions, Valium, antidepressants, orthodontic treatments, hearing aids, masking aids, tinnitus retraining program, and others. I wore a specially designed corset to strengthen my back. I was asked to wear a jaw brace by an orthodontic specialist. I have been advised to take Botox, and now I am being advised to try a new herbal tinnitus formula, which may or may not help relieve my tinnitus. I know that these therapies will work for some tinnitus sufferers, but not for all, and none worked for me. To add to all this, I spent about 6 weeks in a tinnitus clinic for rehabilitation. I'd been off work for almost a year and finally lost my job due to my absences. On paper, it all looks very dramatic, and all in all, a pretty long story to tell. These are the negative aspects I had to learn to accept and forget. These things are history and must stay that way. The most common thing that most tinnitus sufferers share is the fact that we will do practically anything to get rid of the screaming in our ears. We will believe anything we are told, at least for a while, and will follow practically all instructions. We believe because we trust what we are hearing, and we all look forward to the day when our tinnitus is gone. Unfortunately, we are often left in despair and frustration when we realize that the above therapies don't work, and in many cases, we have to admit that our tinnitus is going to be a part of our everyday lives. This is hard to accept for anyone. If you can accept this fact, then you'll become aware that the only way out of the tinnitus trap will be by your own will. The cure lies within yourself. Without stepping on too many toes, I must admit that the medical field did absolutely nothing to ease my tinnitus. There are, of course, many theories as to why we get tinnitus and how to treat it, but at the end of the day, there isn't much that common medicine can do for us. There are ways out of this hell, and the only person that will make it happen is you. Ask yourself what you would do to get rid of your own tinnitus. We have already established that we would do most anything to rid ourselves of this torture. Tinnitus can be ignored. It's a simple trick. Like most tricks, it has to be learned and practiced. One of my biggest dreams was learning to play the guitar. I went out and bought one and tried to teach myself to play it. After much frustration and days of trying to get the pretty sounds out of it, I finally succeeded. It sounded really good. With hours and hours of practice, I was playing a few of my favorite Beatles songs. I even went on to play for friends and in a few nightclubs. I hope you can see the point I'm trying to make. Learning to ignore tinnitus is like learning to play the guitar. You need practice and willpower to succeed. Please let me repeat this phrase once more because it is very important that you understand this. You can learn to live with tinnitus if you know how. Anyone can learn to live with tinnitus with some help. Our minds have developed over the generations to ignore things it doesn't want to accept. Think carefully. How many things do you forget or ignore just because you don't like them, or they're so difficult to do you just push them to the back of your mind? Every day we're confronted with the things we would rather forget. Tinnitus is another one of them. Learning to reduce its urgency and concentrate more on enjoying quality time. It's absolutely vital you start realizing that tinnitus is not a disease. You are not sick, and you are not suffering from a mental disorder. You must get back your life on track again and start enjoying life. Tinnitus is a power that can be manipulated. Haven't you been manipulated enough already by those noises? Isn't it time you got yourself back into the driver's seat and started taking control again? You can't let something so unimportant as tinnitus control your life. This defies all logic. I did the same and managed to change my lifestyle completely. I stopped smoking. I lost 20 pounds of fat. I started to exercise. I stopped worrying about tinnitus. I used a white noise generator at night to help me sleep. In fact, I stopped worrying about things I couldn't change. I wrote an ebook and created a website devoted to working with tinnitus. The only difference now is that I am the leader and I am in control. Now, you go out and take control. All these things I did myself, no help from anyone. I used my tinnitus as my own source of inspiration and manipulated it to meet my own needs. You know what? I still have the screeching noises in my ears, and they're still very loud at times, but now life is great because I refuse to let them have control of my happiness. Visit hearingtinnitus.com and grab your copy of my new ebook, Get the Facts About Tinnitus. It's free, and it could put you on the path to find relief from your tinnitus. Thank you, and have a good day.